picked up a M&P9 Shield at the local gun shop. I've been looking for one for quite a while, not been able to find one. I have to say, picked it up, paid a fair price for it. I don't think it was bad. Been shooting it here. We've got about 200 rounds through it, getting used to it a little bit. What I carried before, this is destined to be my carry. Before was the LC9, still like the LC9. It feels a little, the LC9 feels a little bit smaller than the M&P Shield. And in some ways it is slightly smaller, but overall they're really not that far off size-wise. I don't think I'll have a problem carrying it in the waistband, carrying it like I carried the LC9. So it's enough talking. Let's pull the trigger and see what happens. It's got a nice trigger brake, which is really what I'm after over the LC9 above most of the other things is the trigger on this. The LC9 is a double action only hammered gun, and it has a very long trigger pull, and it's very difficult. It reminds me of a revolver. It's very difficult to be accurate repeatedly with the LC9. You can't relax for a minute with it. I'm still getting used to the M&P Shield. I'm finding myself pulling my shots a little bit because I'm kind of muscle memory is still with the LC9, and in fact I'll keep carrying the LC9 until I get my muscle memory with this to make sure that I'm comfortable with the gun and that I'm familiar with the safety, the releases, and I advise everybody to do the same. It's muscle memory that will be shooting the weapon if you are ever in the position where you need to use the weapon. All of your thought process, all of your ability to take aim and your fine motor skill, all that's going to go away. You better plan on not having any of that. What you're going to have is muscle memory, what it feels like to draw, what it feels like to release the safety, to aim and pull the trigger. So I will have at least 500 rounds through this before I start carrying it, and I will continually practice with it and get as comfortable with it and automatic with it as I am the LC9 at this point. I'm certainly no crack shot, you can probably tell, but pretty good. The gun is basically new out of the box. Shooting it on paper, my shots seem to be going a little low and a little to the left. Had someone else shoot it, they experienced the same thing. It's a little low, a little to the left. So I think this will be your sight picture. Appears to be to have the dot on the target instead of under the target, like I'm comfortable with the LC9. And I'm going to keep shooting it and just developing groups with it before I start playing with the sights on it. But I have a feeling the sights are probably just a little bit off to the left. shot that I took there, I was aiming slightly to the right. I was still on the plate, but I was probably aiming 3-4 inches to the right of center of that steel plate. So they probably do need to be adjusted. In fact, I can see this might be a little off. But no big deal. Keep shooting it, develop cruising. Have fun first, worry about the sights later. Putting the dot under the target as opposed to putting it on the target. What you're seeing there, I fired that first shot just like I would have fired my LC9. I went right underneath it. So yeah, it takes a little bit of all in all, I like it. I think it'll make a good gun.